This week is Vagina Week on my podcast. I know that makes people bristle when gay men talk about vaginas, but it's for a very sweet reason. It's because my friend Lally has a book called My Cursed Vagina. It's for a very sweet reason. And Penny, I'm gonna need your support on this because you insisted this was a good idea. Okay, but I do think I have all right. I do think I have some credentials. First of all, I don't think vaginas are gross. That's the trope, is that gay men think vaginas are gross. Actually, I've had sex with so many women, and I dated a trans man for ages. I've spent a lot of time. I've done my time. Okay? I have quite a few female friends. Do you think me trying to say my credentials about why I'm allowed to talk about vaginas is making it worse?
Yeah, I think just lean in. I think you're allowed to talk about vaginas.
Okay. I have quite a few friends that I'm allowed to say if they're seeming emotionally irrational, that I'm allowed to say that they're on their period. I have that license in my real life.
I think it's good to open with there's people in my life who are fine with me saying
Do you think
you're on your
so?
period. I think that's amazing. That's a really green flag.
It's a very sacred honor, actually. Not only am I allowed to do that, but sometimes they'll come in ranting, and I'll pause and I'll say, "Hey, honey, do you think maybe you're about to get your period?" And they're incredibly grateful. The way I understand the reason why it makes them feel better is occasionally when I've had a big weekend and I'm coming down and I'm irrational about something, someone will say, "Josh, I think maybe you're just coming down." And that's such a relief to hear. And I think maybe it's the same experience. I think maybe.
No, I hate being told.
Oh, you don't like being
I don't
told?
like being told. It's always a shock to me that someone would know something about me that personal without me realizing.
As a man to be able to do that, I think you really have to cultivate that over years. The ticket, the key is to never say it when you feel like they're being emotionally irrational about you. I never say it if I'm under attack. I never say, "Hey, I think the proper might be, hey, babe, I think maybe you're on your rags." It's not the kind of thing you're meant to say if you're under attack. On your rags, I say casually, as if that might be a thing people in the world say. I'm pretty sure that's something that just me and my friends say. Comment below. Have you ever heard anybody refer to being on your period as being on your rags? Anyway, the other thing that me and you have spoken about, because I wanted to talk about, I've got maybe 6 different very close female friends that I've known since primary school, and none of them thought they wanted children, but now we're veering up to our 40s. And I think that this experience is something the world should talk about more, but I don't think it's something I should talk about, even though it has had a great effect on my life the last 2 years. But I don't think my position is that women's health should be more centered on the gay man's experience. But I have been asked for my sperm 4 times, which is so many times. It paints such a sad portrait of our society, and it paints such a sad portrait of straight men, doesn't it? Because like my female friends are so smart and so cute and pretty, and they've found themselves in such a low place that they're looking to me for genes. And like I'm doing okay. I got confidence in myself, but I don't think you would take my genes. I'm doing well in spite of my genes. No offense, mum, dad, and ancestors, but I'm happy for things to stop right here. I've been asked 4 times, 3 times were sort of only half-hearted asks, and one was very serious, and she felt a bit betrayed that I said no. And she tried to invoke a pact that me and her made when we were 13. When we were 13, we agreed that if we turned 30 and hadn't had children, that we would do it together. And she tried to invoke that pact in a slightly more serious way than you could ever expect. You can't invoke that pact. I was a child. That contract is null and void. Anyway, so it's Vagina Week. My friend Courtney Smith is coming over today, so we're just going to put her on the couch. Courtney Smith and I, in our very long friendship, had maybe 4 fights, and one was about vaginas. So we'll do that first, and then we're going to talk to Lally Katz about her book. And I have quite accidentally done an actually very professional podcast tease for the episode. Look at us go.
We're learning every day.
Hello, everyone. Hello, this is Courtney Smith.
Hello.
We're best friends.
Yeah.
She's in the house. And we're going to talk about the darkest fight we've ever had. Was the darkest moment of our whole friendship. It starts in a happy place. It starts with you having lesbian sex, which we love, in my bath, which sounds good.
Lots of fun, yeah.
Yeah. But then what happened is I woke up the next day and my boyfriend was in the hallway and he was quite upset. And I said, Josh, honey, why are you upset? We have the same name. And he said, the bathroom smells like fish. And then um, a- maybe 5 hours later, he said, Josh, I need you to call Courtney and ask her why the bathroom smells like fish. And I said, absolutely not. I'm not calling her and asking her why the lesbian sex in the bath made my house smell like fish. And then we woke up the next day and it smelled really bad of fish, guys. And then I realized I had no choice.
Well, he sent me a message first, and it was like, "Did anything weird happen last night?" And I was like, "No, just like I had sex in the bath." And then
Well, I had to tell you that the bathroom smelled like fish, and then you said, how could you do this to me, Josh? You're being ridiculous. You're being so offensive. Lesbian sex doesn't smell like fish. And I said, no, you don't understand. My boyfriend's in the hallway almost in tears. My house smells like rotten fish. And then you're getting more and more mad at me. And then I'm mad at you now because I'm like, I don't understand why you don't trust me more as a friend to just believe me that at the moment I am sitting
yeah,
in a rotten fish market.
and then he was like, "Courtney, you've got to understand. This we actually Josh had to throw away the sheets on the bed that we slept in." And then Josh was like, his boyfriend, that was his first ever double bed set that he'd bought.
Calvin Klein sheets, he bought them when he was 19.
And they were
He's
like really
he's
sentimental. And he had to put them, double bag them in plastic. That's what he's saying to me on the phone. And I'm like,
I'm
do you
like,
know what,
"Courtney"
Josh? Fuck off.
like, "No, I need you to understand. I need you to please understand. Something has gone wrong, and
Double bag?
I just need you to tell me
Fuck.
what's gone wrong." And then maybe 3 days later, you had an epiphany.
Then it flashed into my mind. And what I realized I'd done is, like, when I was running the bath with the girl, I saw these bath oils on the edge of the bath, open them up, and they were in a big glass thing. And I picked up a handful and threw them in the bath. And then we worked out together what they were.
It was fish oil.
They were fish oil tablets, like middle-aged women would take. So obviously this is like 10 years ago. I wasn't expecting Josh to have the container. It looked like that. I thought they would be beautiful bath oils. That explains why obviously the smell got worse and worse and worse, right?
Over the week. And also it explains why actually I'm not a bad guy. I'm a perfectly reasonable, decent friend who was put in a bad situation.
And it was nothing to do with me being a lesbian at all. It was just because I used
It was about you being a fucking idiot.
a total gook.
Again!
I know.
Again!
It's true.
Oh, and there's my bookity book.
There's your book right there. What do you think?
Oh, I'm so thrilled.
My Cursed Vagina. You've sent it to me. Obviously, I haven't read it. You would never expect me to
I
actually
would
read
never
a
have
book.
expected you to read it.
No, I literally can't read. I can't read. Like, I can read, I can understand the words, but I get to the end of the sentence, realize I never took any of the words in, and then have to start again. But I'll listen to the audiobook. Lally, I'll be so excited.
Lovely. Listen, I never thought you would read it, ever.
It's just nice to have.
It's just nice for you to have it.
I think we're going to do a special segment now called My Cursed Vagina. And you're going to tell me you, why your vagina's cursed.
Well, I mean, if you'd read the book, you'd know.
Well, I
But
also, obviously, Lally, I do know because we're friends, and I know
I know that's
there's not
true.
one fact in that book that I don't know. If you have something new to say about your vagina right now in this moment to me that I haven't heard, I will be absolutely shocked. But I'm going to pretend I don't know, Lally, because that's what we're doing in the show.
You feature in the book. You feature as quite a hero, because at one point I decided I was going to stop trying to have kids, and
Uh-huh.
I said to you, like, oh, I think I'm just going to, like, really refocus on laser hair removal and forget about having kids.
Because
And
you were absolutely obsessed with laser hair removal for the first 3 years that I knew you.
yes, I was obsessed. And then, I mean, and you said to me, Lally, you have no hair anywhere. You have no hair anywhere. Have a kid, don't have a kid, I don't care, but don't do it just because of laser hair removal, because you have no hair. And I was like, Okay. All right.
Don't
I'm
use
gonna try
laser hair
again.
removal as an excuse. And then that's what led to me getting betrayed by you having this
That's why I have a
child.
child.
And all of a sudden now when we hang out, instead of going to parties, instead of going to dancing, you and Maximo are coming over, we're standing in the garden, and I'm saying, "Hey, Maximo, do you wanna play farmers?" And we walk around and he picks cucumbers and he loves it. And he says, "Oh, I love playing farmers." And you say, "Oh, wow, Josh, you're so good with kids." And I look at you and I think, "Fuck you."
It's sad because Maximo, he thinks you guys have a real relationship.
Well, we do. We have a real
You
relationship. We
do.
play farmers.
But do you know what? Was I really going out dancing that much before that?
You know, I looked through photos of the olden days for me and you for an Instagram post, and yeah, we actually did do a lot of scallywangy stuff. It was
I
scallywags.
think it was only with you that I did. I think
Yeah.
that you were the only, because, like, I feel like you were the only person that could inspire me to go out dancing by that time of my life.
Have
And
that effect on people.
yes, it's true.
Do we want to explain why your vagina's cursed,
Oh,
or do you think people will just see it in the book?
I can give you a little rundown. It was a psychic I met in New York
Uh-huh.
City. She told me it was cursed. The book is like all the different ways in which my vagina was cursed. But in the long run, the curse was a good thing.
You sincerely and earnestly go to a psychic because you sincerely and earnestly think the psychic might help you in a challenging moment in your life during a transition period in your life where you needed help. You thought, I'm going to go to this person with the neon signs in the door. You go in, then you give us a dollar amount total on what you spent on
Okay, well,
psychics.
bartered. I the
Penny, you
first
are going to be shocked at this.
I the for the first time I didn't pay her because I tried to get these gift card vouchers from Dwayne Reed and they wouldn't sell them to me because I didn't have
But
ID. And then
she took good gift card vouchers
yes,
from Dwayne Reed, like Nigerian prince scammers on the internet. Wait, I
yes.
want Lally, real talk. I want during this era of you seeing psychics, a rough total on the amount of money you spent on psychics.
Well, including travel, a lot. Like, well, I feel like it was like, I mean, I don't know, like less than probably less than $10,000, like in payments.
Can you?
But
Wait, sorry,
then,
I'm just talking to Penny. Penny, can
That's US
this
dollars.
is one of my best friends in the world. She's had less than, but you know, she's feeling shy. She's feeling coy. Around 10,000 US dollars on psychics. And then at some point in this process, Lally, you're sitting in front of this psychic and she looks at you and she says, your vagina is cursed.
well, I felt like, yes, yes. Like, it's like hearing like a bad news health verdict, which you're like, yeah, makes sense.
What kind of curse? What does a curse mean in this? I think I don't know what a curse is.
Well, she said it smells like rotting corpses to all men. And, and so
God, what?
she was like, any man that's in bed with you, your vagina smells like rotting corpses. And I was like, huh, like, no wonder things haven't been working out. And
I've got
I
my
didn't,
hand up. I've got to ask a question.
yes,
She hasn't looked at or smelt your vagina at this point.
I
This is
think,
something that she's reading from your aura?
I think it was a crystal ball reading by
Okay.
that point. And
Okay.
did I think she was a scammer? Yes. But it also rang true. I was like, I think she's a scammer, but I think she's also touching on something deeply true because, like, something is never working in my relationships. And so I was like, even if that curse is me, if I pay her off, maybe my subconscious will believe the curse is gone.
So you're paying her to take the curse away. She's saying, your vagina smells like rotting corpses to men, and if you pay me, I'll do a spell, and it'll
Well,
stop
she went
that.
to the church and she lit some candles and I mean, did she go? I don't know. But, she said she was going to. Look, she wasn't the only one getting rid of this curse. There was others because I got second opinions. I'm no fool. And
Do they all
and
say it
s
was because of your vagina?
no, the other one just said I'd been cursed an ancestor had been cursed by an evil wizard. And I was like, makes sense. And so she was traveling back in time as me to remove the curse. And look, in the book, they were both doing it on the same night. And I became, and was true, I became violently ill that night. And I also ate some sushi from a pharmacy that night too.
So it's
But
hard to
which
know.
it's hard to know.
It's hard
It's
to
hard to
know.
know.
Maybe if you hadn't overspent on the psychics, you would have had a little bit of money spare to spend on higher quality fish, and you could have
Yes.
stayed at home, not sick, whilst they pretended to find an ancient wizard.
It tasted weird straight away.
It tasted like
tasted
1,000 rotten corpses. It tasted like what it feels like for every man in the world to go down on you. Sorry, I know that they don't like it when gay men make smelly fish jokes, but that felt like that was fair.
Well, it was fair. And look, you're not the one who said it. It was her. It was the one who
And
said
I
it
said it, but
smelled
I
like
didn't
rotting
charge you. I didn't charge you a cent for that.
You no,
I
not
didn't
a cent.
charge you $1 to tell you your vagina is disgusting. I
Not
gave that
even
to you for
$1.
free.
Well, I mean, she uncursed it though. So,
Okay, but did things change?
well, for a little while, yes.
Mm.
And then I did a show about the psychics, and I think that they like cosmically knew. And then I was struck down the night the show was meant to open with a twisted ovary. The curse shifted. The curse shifted to my ovary. Then it went back to my vagina,
Mhm.
like a year later when I got the herpes. And then, and then it was like back hovering between when I had like a couple miscarriages. And then,
Is this
and now
is
it's,
this would we say this is a series of curses, or we just say this is what it's like to be a woman?
well, I guess it could be both.
Okay.
It could be
All right.
both.
Well, my cursed vagina. I feel like you have sounded a lot a lot quirkier in this interview than you are in real life. Like you're a quirky person, but you're also one of the smartest, most grounded people I know. You're a genius at understanding social situations, on knowing what's going on. You're good at making choices for your life, but in this conversation today, you've sounded like an absolute space cadet.
I've really brought it out, haven't I?
Really? And also, I don't think that's what the book is like.
Look, for sure, if you read the book, you'll probably think, oh, she's quite crazy. But I think also you met me at a time when I was a bit less crazy.
Oh, I see.
You know what it is? I think when you have a heart that's yearning, you're always out in the world, like trying to find a cure for it or answers for it or meet people. And like once you find like a place of safety and that yearning stops, you're sort of less throwing yourself into the elements of the world. And so I think like you would have liked me so much more actually, because I was always drunk and like out at night.
Always
But
drunk and getting STDs, two of my favorite
yes.
things in the world. I love it when my friends get drunk and they get diseases. I think we can go. Hello, Tom.
Hello, Josh.
Do you have anything you want to say about vaginas?
Oh, I am a big fan. I don't know what.
Okay, well, we can just end it. Do you want to do the plugs for me so I don't have to do them? You have to say Courtney Show, the Comedy Festival, Lally's Katz book, Mike Girl's Vagina, and then ask people to like, subscribe, comment. It's brutal.
What did you say about the vagina?
Lally's book is called My Cursed Vagina.
My what?
Cursed Vagina.
Cursed. Okay. Thank you very much. Go and see Courtney Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much.
The name of our dear friend. Yeah.
Maybe she's like Beyonce. I don't know what her stage name is.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Go and see Courtney Smith at the Comedy Festival. It's her first show, and it's very, very good at the Melbourne Comedy
Won an
Festival.
award.
It won an award at the Melbourne Fringe, and now it's at the Melbourne Comedy Festival. Go and see it, and buy Lally's book called My Cursed Vagina. And go on the social medias.
This is the hard bit. This is the bit that hurts to say.
Everyone? So you're just this for this show and you?
No, like for this podcast, you say like, hey, if you've enjoyed this, like,
if you've okay. If you've enjoyed this podcast, if you've enjoyed listening to us, like and subscribe.
Begging.
Please.
Look at you begging. Usually I have to do it. It's awful, isn't it? No, we used to have a TV show. Like, subscribe, comment. Oh, it's brutal, isn't it?
Look, all I'll say is I hate when people tell me to do it, but I do enjoy once I have pressed those buttons. It actually does just make my time a bit better.
Well, and it does make a podcast more likely to keep happening, which is mutual, beneficial, but it does feel, to me, I feel like a busker. But I mean, what's wrong with being a busker?
What's wrong with being a busker?
I can tell you what's wrong with being a busker. It's that they have to spend so much time building the crowd that they spend most of the show not being entertaining. Then they only give you 1 or 2 minutes of joy. And then they have to spend so much time guilting you into giving you money. So the thing about it is,
I don't like it when they're like, this is about actually my job. This is actually my job. I've worked really hard to entertain you. This is not just a joke. This is my...
But actually, you spent most of the time trying to get me to scream and clap so more people would join, so there'd be more people here to hear you guilt me. So actually, like, it hasn't been that, like a busker where they're just, like, playing the harp on the side of the road. Or, I mean, I saw a dude playing the didgeridoo to Fergie's Glamorous, you know? And you, like, throw some money in as you go past. Take my money. Obviously not literally, because I don't have any cash on me, because like I've never touched cash in, like, a decade. But if I had it, whoa. Take my money. But like having to, you go there early and they're like getting everyone to slow clap, and it's like I'm a bit the truth is I'm a bit riled up about this because my hotel at Adelaide Fringe was next to like the busker corner.
That's tough.
So I'm a bit riled up about this.
Just going to sleep to someone saying, good if it jingles, better if it's, what is it? They'll say a little thing about how they want $20.
They're always pretending that everyone should pay $50 these days. They say if you can't afford $50, that's okay. Anything you got will do.
Far out.
It's like very manipulative, actually. I didn't want to see you stand on that ladder, but I like buskers that add, like, you know, that play the saxophone on the corner. Well, like I saw one on TikTok and he's just doing like magic tricks on the corner. It just kind of like goes all day in like a flow. That I like. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Do you ever feel weird that you didn't compliment the dog?
What dog?
It's like a full puppy. It's like a full puppy on my lap.
Your dog?
Oh, you can't see it.
I know I can't. Wonderful dog.
Don't you ever think like, oh, why haven't I complimented the puppy?
So cute. Forgot that it was brown. She was brown. She.
You can call it it. She doesn't care. She doesn't mind. She's a dumb dog. Hey, thanks so much for listening or watching. If you were watching it on YouTube, Lally Katz's book is called My Cursed Vagina. Courtney Smith has a comedy festival show happening at the Melbourne International Comedy Festival. So do I. I have a world tour, actually, if you want to look at that on my Instagram. Thanks, guys, for tuning into this silly little thing.